100 plus miles in my Ram. What the fuck does that mean, Derek? Good evening, everybody. I am, well, assuming it's evening when you're watching this. It's hard to guess when you're clicking on this video. I just don't know. Welcome back, everybody. Today, two big stories, big-ish. Anyways, it's the Cybertruck, and then kind of in the same like Tesla universe, Ford has just announced a joint project with ADT for like kind of like a security cam. If you're familiar with Tesla's Sentry mode, it's basically Ford's version of that. And yeah, we'll get into some of the details of that. I'll save my thoughts on that until later. But first, let's talk Cybertruck. Now, we were just introduced to a couple new leaked prototype final-ish versions of what the Cybertruck might look like, and I have a couple thoughts that we should get into, so let's take a look at that first. Now, if you remember, I did a video a little bit ago, early December, where I forget who did it, but they got some great like drone shots of the potential updated Cybertruck, and it seems to be like these latest like leaked photos are basically the same that we saw there. But if you didn't see that, then this is a pretty big reveal for a lot of people, because there's a lot of changes, and we'll get into that in just a moment. Now, we were all expecting kind of some big announcements at Tesla's latest shareholder meeting this Wednesday, which was a couple of days ago. We were expecting that Cybertruck would be, at least a new timeline would be announced. However, it was just confirmed that we are, in fact, over a year away, that 2023 will be the year of Cybertruck. I think there was a glimmer of hope that maybe really late 2022 we'd see something, but it's not looking great for Cybertruck reservation holders. Now, if you remember, the Cybertruck was in, like this, I had to like double check this date because it blew my mind. November 2019, this was announced. So we're looking at like, and at the announcement, it was supposed to be available to go on sale in 2021. And now we're 2 years out from that. Like, I get it. Like, there's hurdles, and, everything Elon has been saying as well, supply issue. It almost seems like that is an easy crutch for a lot of automakers right now to just say, yeah, dang, it's just the supply issue, which is fair. I mean, obviously it's a big issue, but at the same time, I wish they would like get into some real reasons why, because there's got to be more than just that. If we're 2 years past this, like in theory it should be ready, but you just can't make enough, right? Like maybe I'm missing something there. Like if it's really just supply chain issues, then it should be like, okay, well, it's ready to go. We just don't have like them. We can't scale it right now. But that obviously isn't the case, because we're just now seeing a semi-street legal version of the Cybertruck. So I have a feeling it's also far from done. So we got this original leaked photo that we just saw here, but also if you've been following things, Joe Rogan of all people just actually posted photos that he was at Giga Texas and got some sneak peeks of the Cybertruck, and he loves it. A side note, I just think it's like, I don't know why I think it's funny, but I had to go to his like face. I don't watch Joe Rogan, by the way. I don't care about him either way. But anyways, so this was like my first dive into it, and on his like Facebook page, it was like just every single comment basically. Like I just literally I'm flashing these on the screen because they're two like random screenshots, because you could go anywhere on the comments and his fans just hate the Cybertruck, whether they hate Tesla or EVs or just the Cybertruck maybe, but they are not a fan, which I think is so funny, because it was all about, Joe's tweet was like how much he loves the Cybertruck, but even his fans were like, pass, dude. But something interesting, like one big noticeable thing that I could not find on Joe's picture that we did see on the original leaked photos is the windshield wiper arm. And I don't know if maybe he was just looking at like no, there was actual like dirt and stuff on his version, so that was being used, that vehicle, but there was no windshield wiper. Maybe it was the angle too. That could be. It was like a little shadowy, so that could just be like my poor eyes or something. But I did find it interesting, especially because in the what do you call it, Reddit verse of Cybertruck Nation, a lot of people are saying that there are issues with the motor, and especially in dealing it with in snow. Like I could tell you, even my Model Y can't push that much snow off of my car. So they're going to need a hell of a big motor to get like the snow's right here on this big of an arm. This has got to be able to move like probably like 60 pounds worth. Like that's a strong motor, and it's going to be hard for them to do. Personally, I don't know if I love the one arm thing. I like the simplicity of it, but I don't know if it makes the most sense functionality. It just is like begging to get broken on day one. So it's interesting that on the second round of leaked photos, Tesla's like, hey, whoa, we're not actually doing that arm that everyone was critiquing. Like, look, at this version doesn't have it. See, we didn't commit to that or anything, and who knows what it'll end up being. But I found that kind of interesting. So that's like back to back information this week of like more Cybertruck info. So it's almost like Elon's parceling out just a tiny bit of juice for the Cybertruck boys out there, boys and gals who are excited for their Cybertruck. But at the same time, it's like you didn't really get any information, and if anything, we just confirmed that it'll be longer because they probably haven't even settled on a design. So who knows where we're at. I'd love to get some good news because, yeah, for the record, I'm kind of like talking smack about the Cybertruck here, but I'm not. I really do think it's a cool vehicle. Yeah, I would get one in a heartbeat, especially, well, we'll see, because we're talking prices real quick. The second they changed the website and got rid of the Cybertruck prices, it was pretty sure, confirmed in my head anyway, that there's no way this thing comes out at anything lower than $70K. So be prepared to pay if you want a Cybertruck within the next year or within the first year of it coming out, because there's just no way it goes down to that $40K price that they mentioned. Oh, something else I noticed, I don't know where the charge port is on the Cybertruck. On all these photos, I can't find where the charge port is. Is it in the bed of the truck? That seems so highly impractical, especially if you're like hauling something with it. I don't know. Please let me know, because I tried to search for it, and I didn't look that hard, but at least on photos and stuff, I don't know where it's hiding. It says one article said the rear left, which was just a silver panel. So I don't know if it's in the bed or what, but yeah, that seems like a big oversight. One thing you got to give it up to both Rivian and Ford for doing on the Lightning is the fact that they have the charge port in the front, which is different than a lot of EVs. I actually wish the charge port was in the front on my EV, because it is annoying having to back into every charging station. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I do wish I could just pull right in. And so that is one thing. And then if you're hauling, like I said earlier, you can't back in your trailer and then still reach the charger, because they're just not that long. So I don't know. Hopefully we see something about the charge port on the Cybertruck. I'd be very interested to learn more about that. So I apologize if I didn't look hard enough, and you guys know, be nice when you let me know, please. Now let's talk about some of the design aesthetics, because again, I've just been critiquing this whole time. Wheels, first of all, that's the most obvious change to me, because the original announcement had these like Halo Warthog, sweet little looking shielded rim design, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, and I just think it looks nice. It's simple yet futuristic. There's nothing to complain about, in my opinion, on these wheels. Up next is the mirrors, and I think this is another great job, because I really like how big they are. If you have a current Tesla, I don't know if it's like a FU to Tesla not being allowed to just have cameras, and that's why they make them so small. But on my Model Y, I hate how small the mirrors are, and I don't know. It bugs me. Now, luckily, there was a recent software update where it does use your side pillar cameras. So when you put your signal on, it pops up like a camera view of your your blind spot. So you don't really have to use your mirrors so much anymore. And I love that, by the way. But I also still really rely on my mirrors, and the bigger the better, in my opinion. I know it like takes away some of the cool aesthetics, but I use them. I like bigger mirrors. Now, a rear view mirror, no one uses that anymore, but the side mirrors, I rely on quite a bit, actually. I mean, one thing's for certain is no matter the price or anything about this vehicle, they're going to have a hit on their hands. Everybody's, the Tesla guys that are a fan for sure. The truck guys are kind of on the fence, it seems, but regardless, as long as they can get a decent price point, this thing's going to, and build them. Those are the two big ones. So as long as we get those two things, people are going to be having Cybertrucks sooner than later. Well, later than sooner, probably. So next, let's take a quick look at Ford's new Canopy system. It's a partnership between them and ADT.
Hey, get away from my truck.
So as we see in this video, it has kind of like your basic features of a Sentry mode similar to Tesla, which great. I'm loving that Ford's doing this. It was like kind of a long time coming, in my opinion. Like all of the other EV competition has something similar to this. Rivian has one. I guess not all of them for sure, but it's great that Ford's entering the more of the tech side things that people are looking for in their vehicle nowadays. So this, especially as you saw in this ad, the snippets that I played here, it really is more targeting to like the truck guys too, and maybe that's just because of the Lightning. However, it's also stated that this will not be a feature for until 2023. So what I'm hoping that this is an example of is some of the cool things that they can do with over-the-air updates. So if Ford is smart and they want to compete with companies like Tesla, this will be a feature that they will, retroactively release to other EVs and newer ICE vehicles that they've sold, that has a camera even. There's nothing really stopping them from being able to use like this technology on basically any of the camera heavy vehicles they have, like especially the F150 and the F150 Lightning, because as we know, they're utilizing the 360 camera technology, the bed cameras. All of those should be able, assuming there's a link to the car and a Wi-Fi signal to your phone, there's no reason that they shouldn't be retroactively adding a feature like this to all newer sold vehicles. I mean, there's also the current model that, so many of our GMs, our Fords and Chryslers, and when they get a new feature, they gatekeep it for the purchasers of newer vehicles. And that's like similarly the model, right? That's what gets people into the more modern version. However, Ford's been so much stressing that a big push on their EVs, at least, is the over-the-air updates. And to be able to release features like this over time to people who, buy their vehicles, it gets them excited about a purchase that they already had. So at least from like a customer satisfaction view, it'd be really in Ford's favor to start sprinkling things like this throughout their journey of owning their new vehicle. That's something I really enjoy about my Tesla. I've only had it for actually only 2 months, but I've already gotten an update and really was excited because it was like a new car all over again. So same thing. I always feel that way when my phone gets an update. I love having the latest and greatest, and I don't have to feel like I'm missing out by not buying the new version, and it builds customer loyalty, in my opinion. So I really hope that Ford's going to take advantage of that model versus saying, hey, this is only a feature on 23 models and higher. But honestly, it could really go either way. But I did want to share that because it is another, check off the list of Ford to be able to compete with, these really, Tesla, who are we kidding? But other popular EV manufacturers. So that's all I got, guys. I thought this would be a short video. Hopefully I was able to edit this down. I've been recording for 20 minutes. So that's all. For real. I'm out. Bye. You guys, hey, if you're watching this when I release it, enjoy your weekend. And I'll see you. Bye, guys.